So this thing called the pandemic, it's changed a lot of things, right?
Changed a few things.
It's changed everything in a bit. Hopefully we'll come back to this weird sense of normalcy. But let's think of one ragingly, weirdly cool thing that's come out of it is I think we've gotten a lot closer to some of our artists that we love, or artists that we didn't even know that were so important to us.
It's true.
Like, right, we were just like, who were some of these artists that you were talking about earlier?
Well, one that you mentioned, Eric Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Like, we've all been Eric Johnson nuts, like our whole lives, and that dude is up on like Instagram and all of his channels, just like giving out lessons,
just free mini lessons. But it's weird because it's not like this crazy polished thing. It's literally like Eric Johnson propped his phone up and was like, "All right, guys, well here's how I do these like spread arpeggio thingies."
And that's when you realize like how good Eric Johnson is. Like he is like a phenomenal. He doesn't need to have fancy editing. That's what we need to make us look good. That's we're using like $20,000 filters on our faces to make this.
Deepfakes.
Yeah,
deepfake technology. It's great.
No, I mean, Eric Johnson, I remember listening to like, those clips of Dover as a kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll never get to see that. Oh, and then you can kind of become like online friends with them.
Yeah.
Bukovac.
Yeah, he's a guy that probably most of us did not even realize. I mean, we didn't even really think of him as an artist. He's a session guy, right? But God, he is an artist in sort of the truest sense because he creates all these amazing things. And now, thousands and thousands of people, you kind of feel like
are part of this community.
Yeah.
No, it's almost like, it's strange. Like, and then we started off with like thinking about Rustin Kelly.
Right.
Who's like a great independent artist that everybody at the shop really likes him.
Yes.
And we want to see more from him. And the fact that he just did this cool online concert, it was like a sort of a pay-per-view type thing.
Sure.
And it was good. It was great. And then, but he's like, these artists are connecting to their audiences, and the ones that have figured out how to do it are actually being successful.
Yes.
In this strange shutdown of where, there's no gigs.
Well, and I think we didn't even plan to talk about this, but that's one of those things where with everything that went on, you could either have sat back and waited for things to be normal, or you could be like Rustin Kelly and you could figure out ways to actually take it to sort of the next level with your fans and your audience.
I remember early on in the I think it was like March or April, when I think it was like Keith Urban. And like he was doing some things, and Nicole Kidman's like dancing around in the background.
Like, what is going on?
I'm watching Nicole Kidman unfiltered, just dancing around her husband. This is maybe the greatest and the weirdest moment online that I've ever seen. And I loved it though. I was like, man,
it was super cool.
Like just Keith Urban just playing, like always like Keith Urban. It's.
And if you're like a Keith Urban super fan and you're just on Instagram and there he is and he's like seeing your comments as you make them live and answering.
Oh, hey, Jonathan Robinson. Yes, I am married to her. She is gorgeous. And stop being weird. Yeah, he'd comment back to you.
And I will always have better hair than you. That's what he's,
He does.
That's what he would say.
Gorgeous.
He has pretty amazing hair.
He looks like a guy that works with Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who I'm talking about. I can't talk.
Brad Paisley did the same thing.
I know. That's why I want to get in Brad.
I'm sure Chandler was freaking out.
Yeah, Chandler did. He lost his mind. I think Chandler tried to get a signed pair of his underwear to Brad Paisley. Like he was signing his own underwear. He's like, hey, Chandler loves Brad Paisley. Here,
I got something for you.
I'm like, oh, this is weird.
Too intimate with your artist. That's too close.
No, but it's unbelievable. Like the fact that you can have a real dialogue with superstars. Like you're going from like Rustin Kelly's, Eric Johnson's to like Brad Paisley's to Keith Urban's to some of the biggest cats in the world. Like you're seeing like even like some of the guys from like the Stones will like comment on something. Right. That's weird. They wouldn't have done that before.
No. Well, it's funny because a lot of the folks that I see in Nashville who are sort of like up and coming emerging artists, I've seen them try to do live stream stuff before, and it was just, I hate to say it, but it was sort of like no one really cared because it's like, oh, if I want to see music, well, I'll go out and see music. But suddenly when they could not do that, and I watched these same folks have these wildly successful live streams and sort of, virtual concerts.
Well, and then something else, and this is a local artist. She was a Nashville singer-songwriter. Her name's Annelle Stahl. And I was talking to her the other day, and she does Twitch.
Yeah.
And she is killing it on Twitch right now. Like people are like doing lots of donations to her because they know she can't go out and gig anymore.
Right.
She's a professional musician. She's doing really well. People are being really generous. And I was like, man, like Twitch has become a platform not just for gamers and casting.
Right.
It's like God, the fact that I know that stuff's depressing. Like ways to know your husband won't cheat on you without saying your husband won't cheat on you. If we know about gamers and casting and Twitch and oh Lord, God help me.
So here's an interesting question. And maybe this is for you guys in the comments as well. Would this have happened anyways eventually without the pandemic?
I don't know. I mean, I think it was happening
slowly though.
But this was like a catapult into that, and I don't know if it's going to go back like in the same. We're going to go back to gigging because people want shows and people love that interaction and the human experience. Yeah. And there's nothing like hearing a band live, even versus the recording. The recording is nothing compared to like hearing that physical air moving and hitting you in the face.
Totally different.
And being around that drunk person that throws up on your favorite pair of shoes. You can't replace that with a YouTube video or a Twitch. It's been awesome to watch who's done it well, who's done it poorly, or who's just not even played.
Right.
Because a lot of people have sort of stayed out of the game. I think it's been a huge loss. Like I've seen some like indie artists and some like mostly indie artists that are like trying to like hustle in there, but like they're not thinking now. They're thinking like from the 90s.
An old model.
Yeah, like we're
doesn't necessarily work anymore.
We're gonna do this, and we're gonna like get this out this way. I'm like, man, it's all about your computer. Your phone is your PR firm of dreams. Like if you have young people that are in your team too, like young humans that understand that they can operate it and not vacillate like an old person like I would, trying to do it. So so it's been great and tough to watch that part of it. Because like we want to see everyone succeed, and if you haven't gotten into it and you're an artist, like try to really get in there, get on Twitch, get on Facebook's for the old people, but still get on it. Instagram, like YouTube is obviously huge, but YouTube's hard as an artist.
YouTube's a grind. It's different.
TikTok. If you're not on TikTok as a young artist, you are missing the boat entirely. If you're not collaborating, if you're not doing stitches and group links with people, like you're missing it. It's part of the deal. And lots of artists, like even like these young hip hop, like 24 karat, what I don't really like the mood song. Why are you always in the mood? Like those guys are always like on like Sirius Radio, TikTok, everything. Like it's just funny to watch. Like Jason Derulo and all these pop stars. Like, hey, I'm streaming live from TikTok and like doing. It's funny because
it's kind of funny.
That's a different artist. Like I would be depressed if I saw Jimi Hendrix like today, like, hey man, all the butterflies and energies and just doing his thing, it would make me sad. And
I mean, but it would kind of be awesome.
I mean, Jimi Hendrix would be awesome, or Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
Man, if we could if we could like frozen them and brought them to today. God, how cool would that be?
I don't know. I feel like Frank Zappa would mostly have depressing things to say to us, but that's okay.
Yes,
but it'd be very wise.
But we would learn.
We would learn.
Like when he was telling Steve Vai his guitar tone was that of a ham sandwich, an electric ham sandwich.
Electric ham sandwich.
I love that. I would love to hear that. That should be like your guitar tones. That should be a T-shirt. Your guitar tone's an electric ham sandwich.
We should make those and wear them.
And I don't even know if that's an insult or a compliment. I think it's an insult, but.
I don't know. I like a good ham sandwich.
But even like the independent artists that are like completely unknowns and not even good or important. So like
wait a minute.
You can really get in touch with them like through like social media, like on their YouTube channels.
It's true.
You have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Jonathan Robinson Music. Is that true? Is that what it is?
It's like Guitar Jonathan or something dumb because I made it for everybody.
Just look up him.
If you just look up Jonathan
Guitar
Robinson,
Jonathan,
you'll find it. It's something stupid.
I mean, I subscribe to it.
I think I made it like forever ago. Yes. Basically.
Guitar Jonathan.
But if you just find Jonathan Robinson Music, I'm sure you will find.
Or Guitar Jonathan. That's really
dumb.
funny.
I know it's dumb.
No, but like
it is dumb. I tried to figure out how to change it, but I'm too old. I don't know how these things work.
Can't do change. He types like this still. One that's like the pterodactyl with a P. But you can like talk, like if you like reach out to Jonathan, like he'll talk right back to you. It's pretty neat. And like whereas back when I would go see like venues like if you play the small theater type things, like it's still a little weird talking to the guy on the stage. He's a performer or something. It's not.
I used to try to talk to like all 10 people.
All 10 people, and the one girl that's there. And she's trying to decide between the two guys.
Girls.
She's been dating since she was 13. I know. I'm trying to make it sound like girls come.
I appreciate that. They don't.
No. Like all guys, we call them the crotch stares, crotch watchers for the guitar shows. And my wife was like, "That's disgusting." I'm like, no, it's because like you're on stage, they're staring at your hands.
Yeah.
Because they're watching what you're doing on the guitar. Because that's usually, that's when Eric Johnson's shows. No one's like, "Oh man, let's go hear those vocals," and like they're watching everyone. Everyone's a man watching his hands usually.
It's true.
And it's. I say, we need more females at Eric Johnson and Bonamassa shows. Stat. That's a mission. All you female watchers out there, please.
Get to the shows.
Go
Get
to
out
the
there.
shows. Go to the guitar shows. We need that. It's like you need to change the demographic entirely of that. Make it fantastic and fabulous. God, it's like flashback to when I took all my students to Miley Cyrus. One of the best concerts ever, too. The parents wouldn't do it, so I was like, I'll do it. It was great.
It's kind of amazing.
It was amazing. She slid out on a giant tongue of herself, and then she rode off on a giant hot dog. That's a show. I highly recommend it to everyone to go see a show every once in a while. And the guitar player was shredding in that band too.
Well, yeah.
You know he's not a bad player. That guy's gonna kill it. And then the little people dancing, twerking next to the guitar player, fantastic as well. Love every minute of it. But you can talk to Miley Cyrus online now too.
You can.
And that we're gonna leave you.
There you go.
Get close to your artist.
Here's your thoughts for the day. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell so you don't miss videos in the future. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.